What is up, YouTube? Bijou108 here, bringing you my review of Boruto episode 9. But before I get started with the review, people, I'm just going to say that yet again I'm going to be doing an unscripted video. I'm under time restraints pretty lately, but next week I should be back on schedule on doing my script review, so just bear with me. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Let's go. Okay guys, starting things off, the episode pretty much starts off with Boruto about to go against Hiyashi, which is Hinata's father, and the grandfather of Boruto, and it seems like Hanabi, which is Hinata's sister, chimes in and says that she knows that Hiyashi will go too hard on Boruto, which could pretty much injure him. So she takes up the leadership role pretty much and has a sparring match with Boruto. Now this sparring match was very reminiscent of Naruto versus Neji in the Chunin exams, which I really appreciated. It was a nice throwback, and yeah, it seems like Hanabi is very skilled still, even in this late age that she's in. Very skilled fighter, as we can see. For those that don't remember, Hanabi was actually a prodigy in Naruto Part 1, that it was stated by her father, and in the last we see Hanabi is still being touted as, I think, the princess of the Hyuga, after Hinata turned down that role. But getting back to the episode, Boruto fights against Hanabi using shadow clones. Hanabi kind of criticizes this, saying that Boruto needs to embrace his heritage of Hyuga. So we actually get to see in this episode Boruto try to use some hand-to-hand Hyuga style combat, which is really cool to see, and hopefully they're going to be using that in the future. So it looks like a lot of things that are being set up right now are going to make a lot of changes in the Momoshiki arc when we get to it. So I'm looking very forward to that, seeing how they're going to make Boruto an underdog when we get to that point, because right now it doesn't seem like he is. But yeah, we get some dialogue heavy scenes in this episode, so if you're not really into a lot of dialogue, this episode might not be for you. But we get to see Hayashi talk with Naruto about Boruto and what his thoughts are on Boruto, if he's telling the truth or not. Turns out Naruto states that he believes his son because he knows Boruto usually takes shortcuts and all of that, and to see his son try so hard really makes him believe that Boruto's telling the truth, and that it isn't the Byakugan, but it's actually something else, that he's gonna keep his eye out for it. So it looks like in the future Boruto will show Naruto what the eye is, and we'll probably get a connection to Toneri somehow. That's my guess on that. But yeah, we get some comedy scenes this episode too, with Hanabi just teasing Boruto and Himawari and Hanabi going after Boruto to, I guess, go 64 palms him or something like that. It happens off screen, so we don't know what they actually do to him, but I thought that was a pretty funny scene. Also, the way the episode ended with Boruto giving his Kagemasa mask to Himawari was pretty funny as well. I was half expecting her to put it on and start talking like Boruto was in the last episode, which is probably one of my favorite scenes. Last episode. But yeah, pretty much we get some scenes after the whole Hyuga incident, with Sarada and Boruto talking about the Kagemasa sequel movie being cancelled, and it turns out Kagemasa, which is the hero from the last episode of the movie they were watching, Boruto and his friends, that he has been controlled by this shadow chakra or something. So Sarada believes Boruto because she says he's not a liar. They have some combat scenes with Kagemasa, which is pretty well done. Did enjoy it a lot. And yeah, at the end of the episode, just like every episode, the shadow monster or whatever, it leaves Kagemasa, and it seems like we're getting closer and closer figuring out what this thing is. I'm still holding out that it has to do something with Mitsuki. I think that will be revealed next episode. And yeah, the episode ends off with Boruto basically stating that he's gonna prove himself through his actions, not just with his words. So it looks like a lot of cool stuff will be happening in the near future. Yeah, so the preview for next episode looks pretty interesting. It's called Ghost Incident or something like that. So we should get our conclusion to this whole ghost thing next episode. That's my guess on it. It was revealed about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, that Sarada Naruto Gaiden is going to be getting animated, so we're finally going to be going to that stuff. Hopefully after next week's episode, we should get our episode spoilers this week, so we'll know this week if we're going to be going into that. My guess is after next week's episode, we'll finally get into that stuff. That or on episode 13 when the ending's going to change. But yeah, overall, guys, this was a solid episode. I wouldn't say it was great. I had high expectations for this episode. I thought it was going to focus on a lot of hand-to-hand combat action scenes for at least half the episode. It didn't really do that, but the scenes we did get, even though they were a little dragged out, especially the Naruto and Hiyashi scene, I think they were still well done, and I'm going to have to give this episode a good rating. So yeah, if you didn't enjoy last week's episode, you might enjoy this week's episode for its hand-to-hand combat scenes with Hanabi, which is a pretty fan-favorite character that we never really got to see too much of in Naruto Part 1 or Shippuden, so if you're into Hanabi, check that out. Also, we get a little more stuff with Boruto's character development, showing that he's trying a little bit more, which is interesting because the Boruto Naruto the movie Momoshiki arc should be coming up after Started Gaiden, so I'm curious to see how they're gonna make Boruto's character fit in that storyline, because he's supposed to be an underdog and someone that takes easy shortcuts, but it seems like he's already working on that right now, so we could see a lot of changes to that arc when we get to it. But until next time, people, be sure to subscribe to my channel for Naruto Top 10 videos, Boruto discussions, and Boruto episode reviews. Until next time, people, God bless you, and remember, guys, enjoy the experience.